so we can have a great day of perspiration. And as many of you know, because we got a lot of new faces today, we are starting as our content to go through ninja selling. So today, here are the questions I want to put on the table for you guys to answer. Number one, what would you like to accomplish based on what we're going through content-wise over the next 60 days? Other way to look at it, question two, what are you looking to get out of this? Where are you looking to grow? Who are you looking to become? And then number three, what are the measurables? How will you know that you have succeeded? Now, as part of this conversation, I really want to know, number four, what else should we be doing? We're going to have this 30-minute conversation every morning. That is our normal model. I suspect, though, for a lot of you, implementation is a challenge. So what else can we overlay? There is no comment off limits today. There's no idea off limits. This is pure brainstorming to make sure that not only are we getting through the content, we're providing you the additional support, whatever that looks like for you, to make sure that you have an incredible 2025. So with that being said, I always turn to the list of attendees, which means I put on my readers to see what's going on. And I'm just going to kind of work my way down this list that I'm looking at. So Doug, my friend, you are the top of that list. You are on and then you're off. You have anything to add, brother?
Well, this book is a game changer. And I think probably in the introduction, he introduces us to a lady named Gina, who is super excited because she's just taken his ninja training. And it's December, and I think she's had 6 closings, and she's got 3 more on the way in December. And her business was not doing hardly anything before the ninja training. And he makes the point, she's doing 9 transactions in December when most people, the average realtor only does 6 transactions a year. Now, to me, that was pretty shocking.
Yep.
The average realtor does 6 transactions a year. How well can those clients be served if they're only doing 6 transactions a year? But if you're doing 9 transactions in a month, you better have your act together if you're really taking good care of them.
So it sounds like through this content, maybe getting you some systems.
Yes.
Is part of what you're looking to get out of this. Am I right on that, Doug?
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going.
Systems, checklists. I'm going to add checklists to that. So we have that. Perfect. Elizabeth, great to see you. What do you got?
Well, this is my first time on the meeting at all, so I'm not prepared. Was I supposed to read the first chapter before I got to
there was no reading required, just the questions I put in the room here on day one, because I want to make sure we're building this out and leading this in the way that's going to serve you.
Okay.
So over and above the content, what else would you like to have to support you? What are you looking to get out of this? What are you looking to accomplish?
Well, I'm kind of there with Doug because I actually had started listening to the audio version and noticed the same thing about, wow, to do 9 transactions in a month, you got to have systems, and that's something I've got to have. So I'm looking forward to a really good 2025, and I need to get those systems in place and be ready to rock and roll.
All right. Perfect. I've got that noted on my list. Alexis, welcome.
Okay. I'm looking to start a really good foundation for myself. So when I do go into real estate, I already have knowledge attained from this book. So when I do get into real estate, I can know the systems and just have some knowledge underneath my belt that's going to help me when I start these classes.
So you're saying foundation. So let's have a little fun with this, Alexis, because
Okay,
one
let's
of
go.
the things that I teach consistently and have for the last 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
what I call the foundational four, these cornerstones of calendar, database, conversations, and actually tracking and knowing your numbers. Those four. So would you like to see maybe some breakouts of those four?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's build a great foundation.
Yes, sir.
I'm putting up foundational four on my list. Beautiful.
Thank
Ann
you.
Brady, great to see you, Ann. Welcome back.
Hello, good to be back. Hey, so I'm loving the same idea of the foundations and the systems. Obviously, coming from a point of attraction, that looks different for me. It's about how can I support my people with foundations, with systems, and also create those the back end side of foundations and systems for myself. To make sure that my team and my people are being supported and also that my business is growing.
So let me filter and kind of give that back to you. You are looking to grow your leadership. So it's not just you slinging real estate, you're helping others do it at a high level and a successful level.
Exactly.
Awesome. So step one on that, since we're all here right now, anybody who's got other real estate agents in your life, get them in here. Even if they come in later this week, even if they come in next week, as you're rolling through this content, you think of someone, bring them in here and let's help them out. Okay. Jeanette, you're up.
Always systems, always improving those with it for all areas of my life. I know the book well enough to know we're getting how to bring the positivity of the mindset in. That's the largest words in the intro or the personal mastery principle one. It's 3 or 4 times the size of any other words in that section. So that's still going to be part of what we're doing, but to see the words that come out of that and to role play those words of listening.
Okay. So I heard a couple of different things. I want to get back with you on them. Mindset, which obviously on Wednesday, that'll be the conversation beginning. We'll see how far that goes on chapter 1. I'll give you guys a reading at the end of today. And then you also said, as well as the mindset piece, it sounded like focus. Is that a good word? Like what to focus, when to focus?
Yes. So it talks about the positive mindset, but what does that look like compared to what I'm doing? And
Awesome.
how do I bring that in? And as part of it says in here, and I forget.
Don't worry about it because we're going to be reading
Yeah.
it later this week anyway.
And that people want to know that people feel like it's more relationship. I'm not that. Where's it? Anyway, that we're serving them so well that oh here it's right at the beginning anyway. We're serving them so well that they don't feel like we're a realtor who's coming in to do their business with them.
Okay, so then relationships, and I'm going to put in service because that knows what I mean, because it's one of the things we have been working on for quite a while in every room I'm in. And I'll give you guys all the Coach Russ version. To have you all stop showing up with commission breath. Your clients know it, people know it, and if you're coming from truly a place of service and relationship, we absolutely can make it to where you've brushed your commission breath away. Toby, what do you got? I see the mic's hot.
What's going on?
It's good to have you here.
It's my first time here as well, but I know someone mentioned it. Using this time just to really get in the right mindset That is a big thing for me. Just setting the tone for the day, getting in the zone, is really important and affects how I work pretty greatly.
Yep. Well, the other thing on that, Toby, so I love your commitment. I love that you're saying, okay, let's really kick this off right. Let's get into the activities. Let's show up every single day to start our days off right. Beautiful. I am going to put in the chat right now, over on the right-hand side, if you don't know. You all now have my personal cell phone number. Doing this doesn't mean doing it alone. That's one of the biggest ones. So I will put on here, because whenever you have to do it alone, that's ego. And I'm going to put a big circle and line through that for my notes. Okay. I also saw time management in the chat here. So I've added that in my notes. I've got conversation systems. The other thing, though, I want to challenge here, because I got 48 people in the room and we've maybe talked to 6, is to get you guys speaking up. How you participate here is how you participate everywhere. The level, the quantity of conversations you have here is how it shows up everywhere. This is a safe space that you guys can share, just like we're doing right now, open brainstorming, not related to any of the content. So I'm challenging you, if you haven't spoke up yet, we still got 14 minutes to get you in here. Mark, and then Nefrita. What do you got, Mark?
2 things. Number one, I'm looking forward back into a regular rhythm of lead generation, meeting with you guys. The other part of it is the mastermind part. I've always appreciated what other realtors have to say and how they're working the system in their business, whatever it may be. So I'm super excited about the regular rhythm, which I've missed out. We've had some challenges in our business recently, and now I'm getting back into the rhythm. But the regular rhythm of meeting, mastermind, lead generation, I'm super pumped and excited.
Awesome. So let me play with that a little bit while we've got folks in the room, because right now, all of us know that we should be reading and doing personal development every day, because our business grows to the extent that we do. And almost everybody's attempted to do it on their own. And in fact, by show of hands, how many people have read 20 plus books in the last year? You know, and it's the ones that have been in the room most of the time that hands are going up. I see a few of you that haven't been in the room, but that's great. By doing it together, it forces that habit. This is the system that creates the habit. Now, you mentioned, Mark, a regular rhythm of lead gen. So by show of hands, if we had rooms like this set up where you could be with your peers on the phone having conversations, muted, and then at the top of every hour, chat about those conversations and get help, coaching, training, how many by show of hands would plug into those and get them on the calendar? Okay, I'm seeing most hands up. So I'm looking to expand our offering there, guys and gals, and look for you guys to help with that. So just keep that in mind. I'll put it on the list, regular rhythm for lead gen time. Beautiful. Nefrita, you were next.
So I wrote down, come from a value perspective of solving and minimize my fear of rejection so that I can stop procrastinating and be an on-purpose realtor.
That's good.
Gone. Rejection. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Let's have some fun. We got to be authentic and real here for each other as well as for Nefrita. How many else have a little fear of rejection, a little fear of getting on the phone? You'd rather defrost your freezer than get on the phone during call time. How many of you have fallen in that? Raise your hand. Sarah, I saw you. Gary, I'm hearing people speak up on it. So Nefrita, you're not alone. So I will make that piece something we really focus on for you. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Sarah, you're next
It's hard
up.
to get your mojo back after you've fallen off that horse. You know what I mean? That horse has kicked you off.
Yep. So, Sarah, on that topic, with everything we're going here, I'm excited to have you here. So thank you for making it, getting your team here. What are you looking for to take out of this experience, and where else can we support you with you and your team?
I did tell my team to get the book and be here, but they're not. So we need a little bit of a whip cracking. Sorry. Anyway, it's like herding cats. Sorry.
Welcome to real estate.
What I am looking for out of this is I know I have goals and I've been reaching and trying to obtain, and I'm ready to do that. I'm tired of the reaching part. And so I know that within inside myself, I need to make some changes. And, I haven't really been open to this type of thing before. Specifically.
Yeah.
So for me, this group helps me start to change my habits, give myself some accountability. There are 48 people in this group who have like-minded ideas and goals that I do, and have brought up very good points that also resonate inside my needs.
All right. So you brought in new habits, and I love that. And I want to share with everybody, since you're here right now, because this is part of what we're doing in this space. It's my intention for all of you to have new habits so ingrained by we're done with this. That's actually who you are. So I'll give you an example. The people that have been in this room following this model for the last year plus, they don't read, they're readers. It's who they are. So I don't want you lead generating. I want you to be a prospector. I want you having those conversations. So we're going to make sure that that happens by having a system to follow, a checklist to follow, a calendar to follow, whatever it is, whichever piece we're working on. You can't build a habit without having a system that you're following that magically builds that habit. So just know that's what we're leaning into for you, Sarah, and I'm excited to have you on the journey with us. Alicia, you're up.
So this year I'm falling back into a reoccurring issue that I've been having since I've gotten into the real estate. And that is, and it's not an issue, it's just a fact of life. It's just one of those things that happens. And my mom is having surgery, and so I'm not going to be able to actively work with buyers and sellers the way that I want to the level that I want to. So I want to stay in the real estate. And what happened last time was I got comfortable with phone calls. I stopped making them. And then when I jumped back into real estate, I was so scared again, and it took forever. I'm finally back to where I'm comfortable, and I don't want to lose that. So I'm fine. Here's what I'm doing. I'm switching from actively looking from buyers and sellers to finding the more passive things that I can do for income at EXP. So I'm focusing, and I want to gear all of the ninja selling right now towards building relationships with vendors and businesses, bring them into Bundle Select, agent relationships, and investors, because I can bring them into express offers. So
Awesome.
that's kind of what I'm looking to do now.
Excellent. I love that you're staying in the conversations no matter what. And that's for all of you. This is one of those 4 cornerstones that we're really going to be leaning into and building a lot. Getting you guys having conversations every single day. You are paid in direct proportion to the number of conversations you have, period. So even when it's like Alicia, where, okay, I'm sidetracked and I can't be out in the field with people, I can still be having conversations. So one of the things I want you all to write down right now for me, there will be notes once in a while, because Alicia's a great example of this. Stop telling me why not. Start telling me how to. She has all the reasons why not. She can have all the excuses that everybody would say, yeah, you're taking care of mom. Yeah, I get it. Now she's looking at how to instead. How do I make this happen? Now, Tom, I see your mic's hot. Joe, I saw yours was hot earlier, brother. Want to make sure I honor that.
So what I'm looking for is a more consistent experience that's both
what I'm doing and what I'm providing. So consistency in my performance, consistency with in production, and consistent system in place that I'm actually applying to make sure that communication same time, same day with all of my clients.
Excellent. So systems I've got, conversations I've got. I'm going to add on the conversation models, which are twofold: models of when, and models of what to say. That sound right, Tom? Just give me a head nod. Perfect. I'll even take a thumbs up. Joe, you're up. And then I see Josh and Eric also ready to go. What do you got, Joe?
Yeah, so I ditto everything that everyone said already. So a lot of my things, my notes have been responded to and answered already. What's left over is I want an understanding of the context that that is presented for the day, like ninja selling. And I always, when I read, I always learn more about the book when I hear what other people thought about it too. I guess the other thing with ninja selling, it seems to be such a universal kind of application that a lot of the things that have to do with actually selling real estate apply to everything in life. Just for example, just relationships, getting to know someone, your entire focus being on them seems to be enhanced if your focus is on them entirely. So I guess basically what I'm thinking about is how to integrate this not just into my selling as a realtor, but also into my whole life and make it kind of a model of life and extend the model. And I finally, last thing is habits. I did hear. I suspect that this is going to lead to these are the habits that you need to enhance.
Well, I love that you have acknowledged that the content we're going through is rather universal. And so, guys and gals, that's why this room is broker agnostic and industry agnostic. We have people in here from other industries that are taking this material and using for their industry. I did the same thing 15, 20 years ago when I was in the home inspection space. I took this material that was coming through a different channel and just applied it to that. So again, remember that you can help other business owners because you don't want their business. You want their Rolodex. And if you help them be more successful, they're more apt to open up other relationships to help you in your real estate world. Erica and then Josh. Erica, you're up.
Okay, so Doug, Tom, and Joseph said 3 key words. Doug said getting your act together. Tom said consistent, and Joseph said integration. So when my challenges have been those 3 things, and the key is the integration of all of it, is the more I take care of my spirit, is when I notice that I can juggle and get it all done. But it's taken me many years to figure that out. And this has been like the literally end of 2024. And just now is when it's like I'm really understanding that that's key. So then I can have my full-time job, which is what I need, so until I can grow my real estate.
Awesome.
Integrating everything.
Well, and I love that you brought into this the spirituality component, and we will absolutely be talking some of how you're taking care of you in that spiritual piece. Josh, you're up.
So a lot of people have touched on kind of on the corners, time management, processes, systems. It's really easy when you get started out in this business because all you're worried about is conversation. So wait a minute. Now that I've got business, hold on. How do I manage this listing, these buyers? I need to figure out a way to get out of the chaos and get everything kind of translated into order. And like I said, it's a combination of time management and systems and processes, but I feel like it's more than that because it's easy to get distracted from processes, time management, and systems when you're in the middle of a call, you've got a buyer calling, you've got a closing in 1 minute, and you've got a seller calling you. So you're like, okay, how do I manage all these things?
Well, so that we will add in then. This is beautiful. Once you're flying, what's next?
Yeah, that's
fairly
kind
accurate?
that's why I'm wanting to bring in some more agents. Because I want to work with them. I love being on the phone now. It's so ridiculous.
We'll help you with that. I want to make sure I'm honoring everybody else real quick. So, Tom, you're up, and then Don Hobbs, you're going to close us out, brother.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Excuse me. One of my goals is to sort of identify and relay the value that I can provide. So I'm coming from the mortgage space, and I want to work with really, good realtors. But sometimes it's hard to tell them, what kind of value I can bring that's a little different from other partners that they're working with. So that's my goal.
Awesome. And there are some fun things in here that are going to get you thinking differently, because it's going to wind up being, Tom, the value you can do to help them outside of mortgage. It's going to be fun to watch. Don Hobbs, my friend, bring it home.
Hey, I'm so excited about this group starting today, and I love that we're starting where we're starting with 48 people, and I'm looking forward to having even more here. Russ, I'll tell you a couple things that I wanted to put into the framework, and that is, for me, this is about getting a great daily start. Having this book kind of kick me in the butt as an inspiration, and you guys are an inspiration. The second thing I want to get and really start working on at the beginning of the year is an upgrade of my conversations. And then the reinstatement of some of the habits that during the holidays I let slide, and get back to, full power. And then I'll close my thought with, and then I love the word integration. My mind went to action. In other words, all this learning is awesome, but unless you put it into action, it means nothing. It's just learning. Okay.
All right.
Then I want to give two shout outs. Josh, for where you are right now, and I was listening to you, I've been listening to you over the last month and a half. Congratulations on your successes. Question you should be asking a lot is who, not you. Who else can be doing stuff? You need to be delegating more. You need to start putting together people that can handle things that you're not wanting to handle because you want to stay focused on the things that really matter. And Alicia, I wrote down when you spoke, time block, because while your mom and the time and attention that you'll give to her is warranted and exciting and wonderful for this time of your lives together, if you time block, if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. And then whenever you have to erase something, you just replace it somewhere else.
Yep.
And if you get on a calendar that's consistent, my dear, I don't care what's happening in your world with any relatives and anybody that's important to you, you will stay attentive to the things that really matter to you. So Russ, that's
calendar and scheduling is on our list, and we'll do a breakout on that.
Yep.
And I love the delegation leverage piece, which ties into once you're flying, what's next. We'll tie it into there. All right, everybody, really quick, since we're a couple minutes over and we're going to do everything we can not to make that happen consistently.